Yes. But yeah, standard round. Anti-Eco playing passive, holding for the aggression coming out from VP, hoping that someone from Virtus Pro oversteps their mark and gives away their life for free. And then obviously they can group up together, hit one of the sites as a 5-man unit, play the trades if they have to, and go into round number 9 with an abundance of cash. They want to have a robust economy to be able to afford losses so they can continuously buy back and back again. It's never left in those awkward scenarios where they're put onto pistols.
G2. The A site is completely open, Snods. VP. They've left it there. They conceded defense. If they do catch wind of this and realize that it is actually clear, this round could get a little bit awkward. And Body Mix are actually repositioned as well. They come back through. They're going to grab the bomb. This could be a free walk in towards the A site. At that point, it's going to be so hard for VP to actually get guns out of the hand of G2.
Yeah, especially retaking the A site, you know, pistols, no Kevlar, walking through connector door, for example, or balcony, they're going to be shut down immediately. Good read here from G2. Went for the chess mind games in towards the A site. A site completely barren here, no one from VP defending it. And now, Virtus Pro, do they just save here? I know they have nothing to save, but do they want to give away the $300 each per frag to G2? Or do they want to see if they can, you know, keep us here, keep us waiting for that round number 9?
Well, the chicken's going to be running out of the site, but VP are going to be running into the site, it seems, as they try and go for a bit of an audacious play anyhow. Miku has one pop flash to try and work with, but Apex peeks up, gets the read and realizes all those CTs are in close proximity. Luckily, the only kill they found so far is on the AWP of Kenny S, so they won't get too much money back from that on their return on investment, but Apex and Body find a frag apiece with the AKs now. So VP giving them an extra bit of bang for their buck into this round. Kenny S as well, still trying to stay alive, does go down, but they deny Miku saving the AWP there. And luckily, the bomb will blow it over towards Body, so he can get away with it.
There you go, yeah, both AWPs are saved. 4 players staying alive here. And now we're starting to see the money really start to stack for G2. $8,000 pretty much for Mixwell, $6,000 as well aggregately across the board for many of the players for G2. So their money is booming. You know, VP now have to win maybe 2 or 3 rounds on the draw if they want a chance of trying to force an eco out from G2. And now then, AWP for Snacks. M4s to finish with the rest of the CT buy, but no diffuse here for Virtus Pro. They cannot afford the bomb to go down for G2. Because in the retake, they're going to be lacking in that distinct piece of utility that's required for that bomb defusal. Bomb left towards T-spawn here. It's going to be the default coming out from G2, sending 3 players towards the A side of the map already. It's going to be Kenny S and Apex, the Titan dynamic duo, gaining control of the map towards A long. Boost coming up behind the smoke as well. Is Snacks going to be ready for this though? If he goes back towards A long, ooh, actually he's crouched. Does shoot, does give away his position, but gets away scot-free.
G2 trying to storm their way through as well, but they're making tons of noise over at this B site towards drop down, especially as the Molotov has been launched in to try and keep VP on their toes. They fall back towards site as well. I actually do see Snacks gonna dive back a little bit, try and play more close to home. And Miku still holds on close mid. If he peeks out, try and get a read towards mid, but Apex has diverted back and linked up with his teammates. It's only Kenny S that's actually there, still trying to be that nuisance. Oh,
Kenny S, yeah, with the first frag, it seems, towards the A site, but actually, it's all a ruse. The real attack and commitment coming towards B. Or is it, though? Kenny S is about to find out. There's no one stationing this A site now from VP.
And this is where Miku comes into effect as well. This entire time he's been able to get behind them. Now he finally gets the opportunity to get the first frag, takes down Mixwell. But MBK comes in big with a double, but Miku still firing through. The late round backstab pays absolute dividends. They've got 10 seconds. They've recovered the bomb, but they need to get it planted. If he was able to deny the bomb plant, that could have been the round then and there, but instead, he falls back, plays it more defensive, peeks in, but Kenny S will find the flick. Almost goes the way of VP, down to a 1v2 round where MBK was on a minuscule amount of HP, but they get through it. 5 rounds now picked up for G2. It should be a 6th as well, as VP's economy is once again now left in tatters.
It's quite funny, actually. It felt like for VP there, you know, Kenny has found that kill on towards the A side. VP almost like, okay, save these 4 guns. We'll buy up into the next one. We'll give up the A side for free because we saw no one from VP rotating instantly towards that A side. It's almost as if they already had the save call given. G2 still walked into the stacked wonderland of that B side from VP, and they still pulled through the victory. 5-4, and the reward for winning that, what? 4 rounds in a row is going to be a broken economy for VP. So they are versus the Felico now. Just going to be 2 CZs for both Snax and Bialy. Deagle there for Mishu. 5-7 as well for Neo. Obviously the 5-7 having that 8-yard close range 1-bullet headshot. Oh, did he spot the shot there from Mishu? No, he didn't. So 4 versus 4 then, all things tied up.
Yeah, Miku getting that first kill on Apex is going to be nice. He rearms himself as well because of it. He'll be able to grab the AK and see if he can actually pluck down a few members of G2. But they regroup. Looks like the idea will be to go for a late round play on this B-bomb site slots.
Let's see. Kenny S as well chiming in, finds Snax. VP, all 3 remaining players on the CT side roster, located and situated towards the B site. Mixwell leading the charge here alongside with Body. As it will be all 4 members from G2 running off of B platform.
Ooh, Body with the first kill, takes down Miku, but the Bialy will return a favor. It's all on Neo though. It's going to be awkward for him, especially when he gets sidelined like that. Body comes through. Another frag goes their way. There will now be a rebuy for VP. Is this where they get some momentum in their favor? Double up setup, 1 on Pasha, the other being wielded by Snax.
Oh, actually, Jack just got wind. It was a 2-0 in favor of Astralis over Gambit. So the winner of this 3rd and final map in the deciding matchup here between VP and G2 will go on in 45 minutes to play versus Astralis. What was it? 16-10 on Overpass and a 16-7 as well in Inferno.
Nice. Some big score lines there coming up. Now then, for VP, can they start to try and make this more back in their favor and actually get a couple of rounds under their belt? It's Pasha. Goes for the contact face, trying to find these frags. Just going to be holding the angle. Mixwell and Body at the 2 Ts that are close by. As he does deviate from the plan for the meantime. Supported by Neo, though.
Yeah, smoke towards the end of the platform. Most likely going to be a flash here as well. But actually, such a well-timed flash there from Mixwell. His teammate blinds up Pasha. And the wide swing comes in. Now the 5 versus 4. It seems like G2 are going to pounce off of this advantage they have found. Apex as well chimes in. 5 versus 3. G2 are swarming into the B site now.
Yeah, just going to run in, overpower, sprint their way through, and run through their face. As Body will find that first kill, takes down Neo. It's Snax and Miku that remain. This is going to be another save for them. 7-4 will be the scoreline now, as G2 get a flawless round. Apex and Body barely staying alive, but they actually do get through it. So that economy is going to be building and building. And the same could not be said for VP.
Yeah, they have saved 2 players though. And thanks to Matt, our observer, you can see it's going to be 6 rounds lost in a row now for Virtus Pro on their CT side. So it's going to be the maximum round loss bonus. Mishu can drop over a weapon. Snax as well can drop over a weapon. So most likely we'll be seeing a buy again from VP. 4 rifles plus maybe a shotgun or a UMP or even maybe a scout. But then again, obviously Snax has the AWP already, so maybe not. But yeah, I mean, what do you say? You know, G2 running a standard pretty much default there. 2 towards A, 1 outside drop, 2 towards B long. And the reason we now see 2 towards B long instead of having 3 towards the A site like before, it's for that very reason. You have 1 player at B platform playing the cubby where Mixwell was. You then have another player far back at platform ready with a flashbang. As soon as Mixwell gets wind that there's a player on stairs, there's a player on platform, there's a player close to the broken wall. His teammate at the back of platform flashes towards plat. And there you have it, a very blind CT player and a very easy frag found by Mixwell. So the communication, which is one of the big bearing questions for Mixwell joining this roster, does seem to be there already.
Snax peeking out towards mid here with the AWP. Let's try and see if he can actually find anyone he could potentially punish with a weapon, but no one's actually really going to be close by, as they do keep themselves held back, not really over-peaking right now. Still very early days into the round, 1 minute and 20 on the clock as G2 set themselves up the classic default they have been running. Just grouped up outside B like this. MBK going to go for first contact as well above drop down. Dubious to see if anyone had gone for a counter boost.
5 versus 5 then. Will be the shotgun from Pasha, playing up close towards the broken wall. G2 finding a lot of success towards this B site, it seems. Time and time again, knocking on the door at the B-bomb site. Lining up the smokes here, smoke towards Speedway from Body. Smokes as well towards the whole of the site. Oh, Snax with the AWP towards Statue. Also going to have Pasha Bites as well up close with the shotgun. Are they going to be able to overthrow VP once again?
Well, can he blow off some kneecaps? He'll get the first, try and get the second, which is going to be a tag. It'll be his teammate to actually close it out. Snax as well with a flick back and towards Kenny as they do take them down, Snoz. That's a free K for Snax into the round. 7-5 now. As things actually get closer once again. The AWP is now switched back over to Pasha. as they will still be running this double up setup on that CT side.
Yeah, I mean, for G2, flashbangs not connecting. Pasha playing counter flash. Able to just whip it around 180. Found those 2 frags. They jumped out towards Broken Wall. Also, Snacks playing counter flash towards the statue. Easy frags found over the opposite. He found 2. Pasha as well, with Neo chiming in for the last kill. Feels like Virtus.pro have found the answer to the B platform execution from G2. So now maybe we're going to see more of a lenience towards the A site now from the French side towards A long. Snacks. Backed up as well by Mishu. Also the rotation from Bialy, so it feels like VP are also expecting a heavy concentration of T-sided players towards this A-bomb site.
Yeah, they might have an inkling into what is actually going down into this one. So now, G2, grouped up, going to go for this play in towards B. VP, can they actually hold it back? Will they be able to be the dam to stop the flood of G2 players in towards their bomb site as they get set up for this? An absolute swarm of smokes will be lighting up the skyline and heading across the block off every line of sight, an angle to try and stop the CTs from doing too much damage into this one, but already Neo and Pasha trying to kill a piece. More to be done as well as they're ripping him a new one. It's just left on MBK. He's going to have to slaughter everyone, but he couldn't quite achieve it. Goes down after 2. And VP get ever so closer to equalizing it. 1 round away from bringing it back to a 7-7 scoreline.
G2 trying to go back towards his B side, but VP feels like they have the formula now. Against it, the double orb setup being so pivotal so far. And it's going to be here as well into penultimate round of this first half, round number 14. 7-6 is the scoreline here. G2 already on 7 rounds though, but it is usually favored for the T side. So VP already putting up a good fight here. Orb for Kenny S. Playing all the way back there at T spawn. Backed up by Apex and MBK outside middle. So it's going to be the A take, it seems, from G2. Bomb as well thrown back towards Dragon Law. 2 players in towards drop, 3 players towards middle jack. This could be set up here for the basic A splits.
Well, Bialy holding for the push that is going to come towards him, but Apex will be able to get that first frag as he strikes against him with the AK-47 there, now meaning it's back into a 4v5. As this is the round where G2 get the opening pick. What will they actually opt to do with it? Now they have done the early damage. Pasha comes through, strikes against Mixwell, as he will be able to pluck him down with the AWP. Now then, you have to try and find some more from this. Just lying in wait. So right now, nothing's really going down. Snacks punishes Kenny S as he will pluck him with the AWP. 4v3. Oh, the rotate could be cut off as well. Miku plays his cards right as he finds the first headshot on body. Apex needs to try and deal the same amount of damage back in favor of them. The frag from MBK is crucial, but he still swarms around. It doesn't know the location of Neo that gets the backstab. 20 seconds on the clock, and Apex has to go huge. Eventually gets the frag on towards Miku, but it's still so much more to do. Has to run with the bomb out as he's trying to get his way up towards the site. It's going to be risky business as he sprints through, constantly lobbing out those flashbangs and the Molotov onto the site to draw them out of position. 8 seconds. It's now or never. And the answer is going to be the latter, never, as he goes down to Snacks. Kills him with the AWP, 7-7. It'll be 1 round that decides this half now.
Yeah, the aggression there through mid doors from Mishu, so perfectly timed there. Denies the rotation back in towards the A side. And there you have it, 7-7. Final round of the first half here. Which team's going to have the advantage going to the second half on 8 rounds? And the buys, you wouldn't really say they're fairly equal. Galil for body, CZ now for MBK. Just going to be 2 AKs to finish off the buy for both Mixwell and Apex, and the AWP, of course, into the hands of Kenny S. But I mean, early on he was finding entries left, right, and center, but it started to die down a bit now for the AWPing star of G2. But it's going to be Snacks alone towards the B side, putting so much faith into the big man himself. But as I said, that Mishu leaving the B side comes in towards connected with the rotation as well. Seems like it's all about to end here and conclude the half on this A side. I say that a lot. G2 obviously tend to always go back and they get a bit indecisive. They rotate back and forth between the sites. But let's see, will they actually fully commit here towards A?
Oh, timing is absolutely awful there. Could have been awkward. Snacks forced to try and retreat as this push is getting ready to burst out towards the A site. Miku on the close angle could cause some Miku madness, but he's only going to be the one as Mixwell falls. Body trades it back with the Galil. Oh, Snacks as well. That's a bad miss. If you connected that frag, maybe it could have been a different story, but now things look a little bit awkward. Kenny S as well following suit, though. Apex deals some deadly damage. MBK goes down. It's left on a 2v2 for Hot Contest to decide who is going to be able to pick this one up. Neo, naughty, as he finds those frags. Pasha for the final blow, eliminates Kenny S, meaning it'll be an 8-7 scoreline. Virtus Pro, they will take the additional round. Will they be able to close it down, though? Which one of these teams is going to our grand final? Find out in the second half after the break. Oh, we are straight back in. Diving into the second half, as it should be an interesting affair. We predicted it would be a bit of a slobber knocker, and it has gone the whole hog, Snods, as we make our way into the final half of Cobblestone here. The last map to decide which one of these two teams, G2 and Astralis, will be facing off, for G2 and Virtus Pro, rather, will be facing off against Astralis in our grand final after this.
I was going to ask for your prediction, Jack, but I guess that sort of gives it away. Still, couldn't be any closer than this. 8-7 now. VP slightly edging it out, though, the one-round advantage here into the second half. Well, Fires is a Kevlar here coming out from G2. No defuse gear, so they're playing for those peaks. They're playing for the jewels, and they're playing for the frags. This is going to be VP lining up towards drop as well. Most likely going to be the B split here.
MBK. Up close and personal will detect Pasha, though, but the timing's a little bit awkward for him there. Has to backpedal, and you can see the composure go straight out the window as he panics, gets all flustered, and he goes down. Apex as well follows the same route. It's all up to Mixwell to kind of be the saving grace, but instead, Snacks snaps his neck on the entry.
4-2 then. Both remaining players here from the CT side rotating in via Electric. And actually an electrifying start to this retake here. 2 frags found, 1 for Kenny S, 1 for Body as well. As we're into the 2 versus 2, but remember, as I said just moments ago, Jack, no defuse gear for the CT side, so they have to make quick haste with this one.
Yeah. Need to be quick, smart about their decisions, as they will try and get themselves into the site double time, as Miku finds the headshot on towards Body. Still had to get himself another frag, though, as Kenny S takes it through into a 1v1, him and Neo. Who's going to find the kill? USP versus Glock. Which one of them is going to pistol whip the other and teach him a lesson? Oh, he's just being toyed with. Neo playing it so smart, wasting all the time in the world. Kenny S realizes his mistake as he needs to fall back. Oh, still on the hunt as well, really absolutely giving it into that one. Will go down, but it doesn't really matter. Kenny S going to get through with his armor and USP, though.
And there you have it. 9-7, then VP winning the second half piston. This means they should be getting off to a strong start here, potentially, you know. 11-7 score, only if they can win now versus the Force Buy from G2, then win again versus the Eco here. So, strong start, momentous start as well to the second half from the Polish side. A simple, slow round, holding for the pushes from G2. Then they grouped up towards drop and B platform, catched MBK off guard, and obviously pounced in towards that B site with quick haste, leaving it just to a 4 versus 2. Round number 17 here, UMP out for Bialy. Galil as well for Pasha Biceps. 3 AKs to finish off the rest of the T-buy. We're seeing the shotgun, the pump onto body. CZ there for Apex, MBK, and Mixwell, and then Kenny S actually invests into Kevlar here, Jack. That's quite worrying. If they lose this round here, no AWP on that CT side for Kenny S towards the A side.
Oh, well, he's lost his face, so I imagine he's also going to lose his chance at the AWP as the push does come in towards this B bomb site. Mixwell. Things get a little bit toasty, but he loves the heat and he wants to try and turn up the damage instead. Peeks out, finds that kill on towards Pasha. Barely stays alive as he somehow resets himself and actually does slip out as well.
Yeah, 2 players from Virtus Pro as well spamming the smoke. So G2, now there's 2 more players towards the B site, but have they anticipated the rotation back towards middle? All down to Apex, up close with the CZ.
Ooh, Apex, will he be able to body slam him? Gets the first, can't quite double up on the second. And this is now the triple threat, the trio of terrorists that will push their way up towards this A site. Try and lock it down and gain control. Body with a shotgun. Let's see if he can try and somehow snipe him down with it. A bit of an awkward spam there from MBK's Galil. Couldn't find the frag. Bialy will punish him. Body going in. He might be low. But will big old Papa Pomp be able to do some damage? Actually going to be using the CZ instead, as he will find the frag on towards Snacks. Bialy rails through body though. Mixwell last to go down, but still will fall as Virtus Pro continue on. That's 4 frags tied to Bialy there in that one.
Yeah, 10-7 now. Double digits for the Polish side on their T side. On Cobblestone, only 2 players surviving though, so for G2, that is the silver lining, right? It wasn't as if it was MAC-10s fighting frags across the board, all 5 players surviving, plus the bomb plant where the money could have really started to soar in the lead. Now it should be for VP. They can play this one. Nice and passive, hold for the push towards middle, and Mishu lines them all up, and that's the easy ace for him. The anti-eco ace, all 5 players, no careful, just USPs. That's going to be all 5 players surviving for VP.
Call that one the stat pad.
The stat pad, we like it, yeah. What's the on now then? Good old Mishu. 20 kills. So 25% extra frag, so for 1 round.
Loves it.
Loves it.
It's like when you buy toilet paper and you get an extra 2 rolls for free.
Yeah, I mean, or anything really, where you get buy 1, get 1 free.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. 11-7 though. 4 round disadvantage for G2 on their CT side, and a FAMAS here, so a disadvantage firepower as well for him towards drop. Sacrifices the firepower to invest into the utility, has the Molotov and smoke for drop, so he can play passive eventually, smoke off electric, smoke off window as well. If VP do get control of drop eventually.
VP. What are they actually going to be able to do into this round though? What havoc can they wreak? And what site will they actually be attacking? Snacks is the one with the MAC-10 though. He's got the Ghetto Blaster out. So let's see if he actually will be able to get himself some additional money. If he can shake his moneymaker into the round. There's a minute still left on the clock right now. Virtus Pro just get themselves lined up and set up for damage. But Apex, once again, he's slivering in. He's ready to try and slam down on him and really annihilate him. This could work out quite well as well. Really going for the counter boost. VP going to be exiting their way back up. Apex with 2. If he works out what's going on ever so close to him instead, they have to deviate from their plan. They have to go straight back through drop. They run in towards MBK. He'll find 1 kill. Body arrives on the scene. Body's the first. Tries to get the second. Snacks will tackle him. Rearms himself with the AK, but it's still going to be a hard-fought round. 30 seconds on the clock. Going over towards the A site and Apex. He's back over there. Game of peekaboo. He's always where you least expect him to be as he finds that kill.
Pivotal frags there from Apex. The boost in towards drop. Clears it all out. Spots no one from behind. Gets in from the rear towards platform. Lines both the players up, trying to line up their smokes towards that B site. And there you have it. 8-11. VP going to be going for the tactical pause. But remember, 5 players survived when Mishu had the anti-eco ace. So, money should still be affluent enough to afford a buy, which it is. They can even bring out the AWP as well for Snacks if they wanted to. Now then. Tactical pause from VP, the first one of that as well. So it really goes to show they haven't been tested too heavily so far. What's the call going to be? We know that G2 so far playing heavy towards drop. They take plat control, they bring Apex in towards drop as well with MBK. Can VP try and exploit that with an execution towards the B side potentially, which we saw they're trying to do in the last round? Let's take a look at it. Instead, 4 players heading towards the A site already at the start of the round.
Yeah, for VP, in terms of default they run now into the early game of this round, it is more situated over towards the A site. Apex is in position with the AK. Is there going to be an anomaly? Will he go down, or will he be the driving force of this G2 squad? He's going to be tested. He's on his home turf. Let's see if he can defend it, Snods.
MP9 for MBK. Not the best weapon to retake sites with, especially towards there with his long-range duels. It will be all 5 players outside the A site for VP. 3 players situated and rotated in from G2, hunkered down towards the top of middle. Apex, we know he likes to get aggressive here. Starting to sniff out some T players towards A long.
He's caught a whiff. He knows the location of Pasha. And he's just waiting for the push to come through. Miku is going to be tagged in. He's the one that wants to go as the frontline infantry, lead the charge, and try and cause a bit of an upset as this push starts to come out. Apex is going to be ready. Staggered there as he falls short. Body will claim 1, but that's it. It's always able to get Kenny S on the rotate as he tries to quickly reposition and slip himself into more of a defensive angle. Smokes himself off as he will just hunker down and try and hide. It's into a 3v2. Neo, 50 HP by Ali. Still very healthy, he's on 100. By Ali as well, finds the kill on Mixwell. MBK gets detected and gets absolutely slain. Blown to bits, all up to Kenny S now on a 1v1 versus Neo. He was in the sky, but he gets plucked out, shot down, and decimated by Neo. Another round for VP, and the economy of G2 is left in absolute tatters.
Yeah, you saw from Kenny S though, as soon as he found the frag onto Bialy, jumps on top of APC, expecting Neo to instantly run towards the B side because they knew Kenny S was inside that smoke. Never in a million years would he thought Neo would have kept in towards the default site on A and shot him in the sky and made it 12-8 then. Into round number 21, it will be the Eco coming out from G2, so this lead for Virtus.pro should be extended to 13-8. Unless we see some crazy antics here with the pistols. It is only going to be 3 USPs, 2 P250s, no Kevlar invested into any of the boys in blue. And at 30 on the clock here, VP playing that slow, passive, anti-eco. They're hoping that someone from G2 walks into their crosshairs and walks into where they're holding. And then they can group up together as a 5-man unit and exploit the fact they have the firepower advantage backed up by Kevlar as well. And try and get that aforementioned 13th round.
Sort of play for still. G2. They always have potential into these awkward rounds where they can try and run away with cheeky little plays, but you've got to favour VP so heavily. The Arsenal is fantastic, they're in a good position. The only factor is they are grouped up towards the B site where the stack is going down. Miku. It's up to him really to get the early confirmation and work out what exactly is going down over at A, as it's completely clear. The welcome mat is down, Snods. Let's see if they can realise what's going on.
Oh, Mishu there. Spots MBK running back towards the B site, so now they know the site's completely clear. Coming in towards A. G2 leaving the site completely clear. And it's going to be the bomb planted towards the A site. Now for G2, going to have to rush towards the ult from Pasha. Try and see if they can get their paws on that.
Oh, Pasha punishes them as he finds the first kill. He makes it a triple. Takes a nice little collateral. Lets his anger out as well. He's feeling the hype. You could see as he smashes some glass. What a vandal.
Yeah, these are some early games, obviously. Probably hasn't hit the gym yet. Getting that pump in. And here we go. 5 players staying alive for Virtus.pro versus the Eco from G2, so now their money should be real strong. Oh, it's not actually. Oh, of course, the 1v1 versus Neo and Kenny in the last round. My apologies. So the money, at least they can afford to buy into the next one if they do lose this one, and G2 make it 9. But round number 22, MP9 for MPK once again, obviously, as we keep saying, towards the drop position, you need that utility. You cannot afford to go for a FAMAS or an M4 buy if you don't have the utility to back it up. You need to be able to Molotov drop, deny the T's from basically running rampant across it, then you can smoke electric, fall back and play passive. MP, actually apologies, UMP there for Apex. FAMAS, M4 for Body and Mixwell, and the AWP for Kenny S, but there's no Kevlar here. Jack is pushing in, but there's no armor. One missed shot, and it could all go south.
That's awkward as well. He now actually completely telegraphs exactly where he is, but the only good factor is, as they respond and try and push through, Miku goes down. It gets domed from the sideline there of Apex. Now we're back into a 4v5, but this time it is in favour of G2. This play is starting to build up. It's bubbling towards the B site, Snods. Snacks will peek round, loses his face to MBK's MP9, and then they were free.
Still Mixwell here at the B platform. Oh, the flash just goes a little bit too deep there. Actually blinds out Mixwell as well. The Spaniard waiting to have his impact into this round. Waiting patiently. The second flashbang perfect. Catches Pasha off guard. Bialy completely blind. Mixwell still playing that passive angle. Doesn't want to face and give away his life for free.
Yeah. Neo now arrives and tries to support him, but you can see struggling a little bit. Couldn't actually connect that first kill. Loses by Ali. So it's all up to Neo to try and clutch it. 1v4, he's being swarmed, but he's still getting kills. He's finding these headshots as the blood is pumping through his veins. It'll be Kenny for the final blow as he punishes him with that railgun. Lands the shot with the AWP. 9-13 is going to be the scoreline now as VP reinvest.
And reinvest they shall. 5 AKs, no AWP for Snacks. Utilities fairly vacant there for two of the players, Snacks and Mihu. But they still have enough to maybe go for a B execution. They could easily go for a drop take here, drop towards the B site. Let's see what the call is going to be. 3 players towards the A site now from G2, heavily anticipating Virtus Pro to try and commit towards the A site, but actually this could be their downfall. Fast play in, the burst through the B site smokes. Mixwell already missing the first shot.
Smash comes out. Oh, Snacks actually though with the assassination. The big man himself, the silent assassin, gets in from the rear, picks up 2 huge critical frags. VP, this should be the 14th round. I mean, at that point, you've already done a mass amount of damage. Yeah, G2 going to throw in the towel. They have to go for the save. It's not worth it. So they're just going to back off.
Ooh. Before I could even ask Jack, Matt, our observer, he's on the ball. Let's take a look at the money here for G2, obviously winning the last round. How much cash have they got left to work with? So $4,000 for Apex, so he can drop over MBK on Mixwell. And then 3,300 for Kenny S. So actually, they can have a good buy here. They can have 2 M4s dropped over from both Kenny S and Apex. And we're going to be seeing another good buy here for G2, but it is going to go 14-9 in favor of VP on this final map here, the deciding map that is Cobblestone.
Yeah, they lose Apex as well. Pash is able to find him. If they still continue to hunt, maybe they can get some more Kenny.
Oh, that's crucial.
Yeah, he needs that frag so madly.
He was the player with all the money as well. Apex can no longer drop over the M4. That one frag hunting towards A long is going to mean someone has to bear a FAMAS or a UMP, and there you have it. A UMP comes out for Apex and a FAMAS for MBK, all because of the hunt after the bomb did explode there towards A long from VP. So, if the odds weren't already stacked in the Polish boys' court, it's going to be even more lenient towards VP now as the buy is weaker from G2. UMP come out for Apex, FAMAS there for MBK. And then 2 M4s for both Mixwell and Body in the op in the hands of Kenny S. Bomb, left outside drop as well. So it is going to be the slow default for both these teams, really. You have Apex up close and personal, the UMP towards Matrix. Kenny S AWPing towards connected door, holding the long range angle towards middle. Then you have MBK's FAMAS in towards drop, Body, and Mixwell mounting that B side.
Double Molotov comes in here as the whole place is going to be lit up. See what they can actually do now. Virtus Pro. Where do they opt to play this one? Grouped up outside of the A site. You've got tons of utility still left as they go for these smokes over towards the B sites. Nods.
Haven't seen these in a while, have we? And what a good time to call it. 9-14 in the semi-final here for the qualifier. And is it going to work? Not really. Both Kenny S and Apex staying entrenched towards the B-bomb site. But look at this. Kenny S found the first kill. Oh, actually can't quite get away scot-free. So it is a trade. All down to the UMP now from Apex.
Yeah, Pasha hits him with a bicep curl there as he finds that first frag. Apex still needs to do so much, but he goes down. Apex, he was kind of their last-ditch attempt, really. MBK, elevated ankle, but Miku feeling the hype now as he murders 2 members of that CT side already. It's only Body and Mixwell that do remain on the G2 side. Once again, it's going to be a save, which means they're going to have a flawless game from this point out. That's 15 rounds now for VP. Overtime safety net, firmly asserted, and it's going to be such a grind for G2.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, think about how weak their buy is going to be into round number 20. Plus, if they make one mistake now, they're 15-9 down, so they need to win 6 rounds in a row. They cannot afford one misstep or one error. Otherwise, it will be VP winning the series 2-1 and going versus Astralis in the finals here for the qualifier.
Yeah, 1 best of 3 away from netting themselves some train tickets Some train tickets, some plane
Train
tickets, rather. I
tickets?
was going to say, it'd be a really long train.
Mate, a train to Sydney from Poland. My God.
Take a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, the flight's like, what, 14 hours? Something ridiculous like that?
It's a bit of a long one. Have you seen, though,
what?
the first non-stop flight from the UK to Australia is this year?
Shame we're not going to be getting on it, though.
9-15, though. VP looking like they might be, as they are 1 round away from being able to take victory here, Snods. But they do go for a tactical pause. They want to make sure everything's as polished and as perfect as it can be for this final attack.
Yeah, obviously for VP here, they know that this is going to be the easiest buy. Obviously, the reason is you have the 6 rounds to work with, but if you start losing rounds versus G2, you're going to allow them to establish such strong money, right? Double obstacle for Mixwell and both Kenny S. You do not want to be giving them that. You want to win right now, hard and fast. Don't allow their money to really build up and develop to where they can afford the best buy. As right now, their only versus 2 rifles, 2 UMPs, and a CZ from MBK. No AWP for Kenny S. That's going to be real detrimental in terms of the defense towards the A side.
Well, VP, looking like they're trying to go for a play here towards the B site early on as they do test the waters. Apex, UMP in close range here, over by side as he has to try and play for information. Him and Kenny S are the only real 2 threats that are there. It's going to be a B bonanza, Snods.
It is indeed. Drop control now in favor of Virtus Pro, but then again MBK, Body playing close range with the CZ. The flashbang comes in before it can even blossom. Snacks finds the frag, but a fast trade frag from Body. 4 versus 4, but Body is fairly low as well though. Down to 18 points of health, and Bialy hungry to try and finish the job there that Snacks tried to do.
Yeah, the battle of the bees between Body and Bialy. Oh, Mixwell actually comes in. A challenger has entered the ring as he finds that frag. Will take down Bialy. 3 members now left on the Virtus Pro side. Can they win the game? Or is this going to be G2 keeping themselves alive for another round? Try and elongate this, delay the inevitable, keep it going for as long as possible. Mixwell, all the smoke's going to be soaring through the skyline, blocking off their lines of sight, but the flashbang works out well. Mixwell on the peak, but he's struggling. He can't find these frags. He's not able to tackle them. He gets sideswiped there by Miku. Body comes through. It's actually a Kenny S double Pasha. The last remaining member of VP has to clutch it out if he wants to win it now. 16-9 would be the scoreline. Let's see as he drives his way up towards the bomb site. He's a sniper with a hell of a scope, and he's going to try and take out a cop or 2, but instead he falls short. Hits the DECK as Kenny S will slay him.
15-10 then. The re-aggression in towards drop actually finds success for G2. Bringing it back to double digits now for the French side as well. 10 rounds for themselves. Still though, 5 more rounds required for overtime, as G2 can no longer win this one in regulation. And their buy is still fairly poor. There are only 2 players surviving the last round from G2, so UMP for Body, CZ as well for MBK. But now we see the AWP for Kenny S, and right now he's going to need to wield it properly. The lone wolf in terms of defense towards the A site. As you know, you will get some support now. Apex going to be arriving to the scene of the crime as well. But all 5 members from VP, slowly but surely, walking up towards A long. The problem here for G2 is they have no information, Jack. They have no idea that VP are all the way up towards A long. They're up towards middle as well. G2, they need some information, and they need it soon.
Apex. He's going to be tried and tested once more. Kenny as well. Nice little angle. Finds the frag back on towards Neo there as he gets the opening kill into the round. Still more to be done as VP commits so heavily on this push. They're investing everything they've got into it. Miku finds the first kill. Nearly the second. Has to take down Kenny S. Does it. So Miku madness has spawned out of this one. Snacks comes through with a double body slam there on MBK and Body. And then it's just Mixwell left. A 1v4 to try and keep his team alive for at least another round. Let's see if the young gun can do it as he tries to push in. Looking around, trying to catch wind of those T players, but he couldn't find it. Pasha gets the kill, nets them their spot in the grand final. 1 best of 3 away from trying to get themselves a spot at IEM Sydney.
Yeah, 16-10 there, obviously. Close affair, 8-7 at the half. VP winning the second half pistol, going forward to the early start there, 11-7 up. We saw some good rounds from G2 on their CT side, but all towards the B side, it seemed.
Yeah, it's true. That A side just had weaknesses. It had issues that arose constantly. Yeah. And even then, that was the majority of rounds. Apex still having crazy plays to actually slow it down to a tremendous amount. So when he wasn't being able to come through, that's when they just got overrun in seconds.
Yeah, I mean, let's break it down, really. It was an 8-7 half. it was 15-9, and the only 2 rounds that G2 won on their CT sidejack was towards the B site when Mixwell and Body started to wake up in terms of defending the B site versus the execution from VP when they just continuously executed B site over and over again.
Yeah, some of these highlight kills here coming through. Miku, definitely one of the men to watch throughout this matchup. He had a huge performance, looking really hot off the presses today. Fantastic stuff by Ali as ever as well, stepping up, snacks coming through. I think across the board for Virtus Pro here on Cobblestone, it just seemed like everyone was playing to a consistent enough level where it was a round-in basis where someone else could step up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, we saw massive flanks from Snacks, massive individual entries there from Mishu. Hash having some warping rounds as well. Let's finish 60-10, so 2-1. We predicted a 2-1. We thought, okay, the G2 roster, far too early to really be taking down teams like VP, teams like Astralis and whatnot. Already weak into their roster forming. But yeah, very strong performance on Inferno. Obviously lost the first map 16-7 on Mirage, won Inferno 16-5, and now they fall short 16-10.
Yeah, obviously for VP though, it's a huge feat. Nicely done. Hot off the back of their placement they had at V4, looking good in terms of how they did at the LAN. Obviously you take that second place in a very, very tight LAN final against Mouse Sports. Now you're left to plug straight into an online final, best of 3 against Astralis, where you are literally hours away from knowing whether or not if you're going to make it back into that environment, be heading over to IEM Sydney to try and really cause a stir and make that Polish scene proud.
Yeah, one of the interesting things actually I'm really glad to see is, if you remember before, there was all this talk online about VP constantly being invited to event after only making it to the top 8 twice.
Yeah.
And now we can see, you know, not being invited, having to fight their way through the qualifier to actually make it to the LAN, starting to reinvigorate themselves. There's some motivation now. For these online games, they really have to fight for it if they want to make it to Sydney.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they fought tooth for now as well. They've gone the whole way through here, really.
Both times.
Hard matchups. This is the fact
2-1
yesterday.
as well as NIP.
Yeah, exactly. That's the harder fact. That G2 had a much easier game there, playing up against Adewakasik that came from the online qualifier. And it's a completely different kettle of fish there, really, Snods.
Yeah, still the 2-1 though. They fall short. I mean, they had the 2-0 versus Adewakasik. Not really too much you can delve into that one. But yeah, 2-1 here. Lost to VP. They can still, you know, they look fairly good, especially in Inferno as well. Look strong. Yeah,
it's true. Let's check out that bracket now as well, just to show you guys at home what has gone down. So over on the secondary stream, we saw Astralis take it in a 2-0 fashion against Gambit, meaning things have all led to this. Astralis versus Virtus Pro, our grand final. And as you can see, only one of these teams is up for grabs of a spot at IEM Sydney.
Yeah, Astralis 16-10, 16-7 victory over Gambit. Obviously Virtus Pro 16-7 win. Also the 16-10 one we just saw on our screens there on Cobblestone. And now they're all going to meet in the final here for the qualifying match for IEM Sydney.
Yeah, it should be fabulous stuff. Stay tuned for that. It is going to be our grand final, a best of 3 to decide which one of these teams grabs themselves some plane tickets. We'll be heading on over to Australia for a huge LAN final. It should be beautiful stuff. Tune in, as that will be up next after the break.
All eyes are on you, so give them greatness with Intel Extreme Masters certified PCs and notebooks and game like the pros. When you see the unique IEM certified stickers on the outside, you'll find high-grade components with Intel Core i5 and i7 processors inside. Every purchase includes in-game content and supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Game like a pro, because the world is watching.